Hi, I'm Cynthia Hunt with the Amarillo Public Library. Today on SocialRx, we'll be talking about when to consider making changes to your social support network. While some people manage to keep the same set of friends and coworkers and maintain contact with family members over their entire adult lives, most of us need to make changes to our social support networks from time to time. Here are some of the reasons why. Reason number 1, not enough support. You may wish to bring new people into your support network if you need more support, or if you're missing people in specific areas of support that are particularly important to you at certain times of your life. For example, you may have good emotional support, but you may want to include more people who share your interests. Or you may have moved and want to make friends who are able to spend time with you where you are now. Life is full of changes. Sometimes you may lose someone you relied on. People die or move away and lose touch, or their health deteriorates and they need to rely on you rather than the other way around. When that happens, it leaves a gap in your support network, one that you may need to fill with one or more people. Reason number 2, major life changes. People often make changes to their support network when they go through major life changes. Here are just a few examples. Marriage or getting a new life partner. Being in a long-term relationship often leads to distancing yourself from people who are still caught up in the singles lifestyle and to developing new friendships with other couples. Parenthood. People often change their social life significantly when they become parents. You may find yourself spending more of your time with other parents, particularly those whose children are in the same class, after-school program, or extracurricular activity as your own child or children. Then there's empty nesting. Once your kids have grown, moved out, and cultivated lives of their own, hanging out with people whose lives still revolve around the kids they're raising may not really fit your life anymore. The good news is that you'll probably have a little extra time on your hands to find new friends with whom you may have more in common than the challenges of parenting. Another life change is divorce or the death of a spouse. Following divorce or the death of a spouse, your usual social network may no longer be a good fit for your needs, especially if they were more your partner's friends than yours. No longer being half of a couple may lead to receiving fewer invitations from other couples as well. Don't take it personally. And don't be surprised if some of these same friends get back in touch once they too become divorced or widowed. Of course, these aren't the only life changes you can go through. There are lots of others, like graduating school, entering the workforce, retirement, and that's just to name a few. Reason number 3, behavior changes. This one is a real toughie. People who smoke, drink, gamble, or use recreational drugs on a regular basis frequently socialize with others who do the same. When you make a conscious decision to cut back or cease engaging in a behavior, some people may not accept your decision to change and may outright refuse to support it. They may want to continue meeting at bars, for example, even though you may find it difficult to be there and still maintain your sobriety. If they are aware of what you're doing and refuse to make any changes to accommodate your needs, you may have to make new friends, preferably ones that will help you maintain your goals or at least not make succeeding more difficult. Before you take this step, though, be sure you've let them know why you're making a change to your behavior. And let them know if something they're insisting on doing is making it harder for you. Don't just assume they know and understand what's going on. Spell it out. People can also make it difficult when you add on a new behavior to your life, such as going on a special diet or starting a workout plan. Some friends may keep insisting you eat out with them all the time or eating exactly what they're eating. They may even sabotage your workout plans. Don't be afraid to call them on this. But also, take time to ask yourself if your expectations of them are reasonable. Don't expect them to make dietary changes for themselves or their families just to accommodate you when you eat together. Propose eating out rather than dining in if you can find a restaurant that has menu items that will work for everyone. And be sure that since you're the one wanting to do this, that you're the one to take on the responsibility for finding such places if you don't already know of one or more. When invited to dine at their home, offer to bring your own food and make sure it's been prepared in advance as much as possible so you don't interfere with their meal preparations by having to take over their kitchen. If someone is sabotaging your workouts, try to see if there's a way to adjust the activities you engage in together so you can still get in quality time. Sadly, sometimes, particularly if the behavior change is one that's permanent, it may require making a corresponding change to your support network. By seeing some people less frequently or limiting exchanges to texts, phone calls, and other types of communication that allow you to stay in touch while also providing some distance. You may even find it necessary to cease communication altogether. This is particularly true if it's the other person, not you, who is changing their behaviors or engaging in behaviors that are not for the betterment of the relationship. If someone is developing a problem with substance abuse or engaging in some other unhealthy or unpleasant behavior, do what you can to help them. But if they're not willing or ready to change, distance yourself however much you need to in order to keep what they're doing from becoming a problem for you or your other friends and family. And don't feel guilty about doing this, even if it's a member of your family. If they reach a point down the road where they're ready to change and reach out to you, you can reconnect then, if you believe they're sincere and that it is now safe to do so. Now, on to other reasons. Reason number 4. A new hobby, activity, or pastime. When you take up a new activity like running or painting or interpretive dance, you may want to spend time with others who share that interest. This doesn't lessen the value of your current relationships. It just adds to the number of friends that you have in your social circle and hopefully eventually in your social support network. Nobody can be everything to anyone. So if there's currently no one in your social circle who is interested in participating in your new hobby, finding one or more new people who are already interested in it takes pressure off your existing relationships. Those people aren't feeling pressured to spend their time on an activity they're not interested in just to prove they care about you. And you'll have more time to spend on your new interest because you're not having to spend time nagging them into doing it with you and then dealing with the resulting resentment that's bound to occur. Make sense? Reason number 5, like-minded community. It's only natural to want to be part of a community or group that you identify with and to be around people who share your beliefs, values, and cultural or ethnic heritage. That's why many people join churches, political parties, and groups that focus on a specific culture or heritage. Being part of a like-minded community provides an extra sense of belonging, of feeling understood. And who doesn't need that? Reason number 6, a need for people with specialized knowledge or expert opinions. You need to seek out extra help whenever you experience something that your existing support network isn't familiar with. People who have lived experience with a particular situation may be better able to provide empathy, sympathy, support, and understanding. The knowledge that you aren't the only one going through an experience can help you cope. If you don't know the first thing about taking care of a baby, arranging a funeral, or starting your own business, and there's nobody in your inner circle of family and friends that does, see if someone in your workplace, church group, or social club has ever been through it, and ask them for advice. For ongoing situations, support groups, whether formal or informal, are also great for people to share a common experience, be it addiction, bereavement, caregiving, or dealing with a common health condition. Combat veterans, for instance, may find it easier to associate with others who've been through the experience of combat and are dealing with reentry into the civilian population. And these are just a few of the possible situations where joining a support group might be helpful. Finally, reason number 7, professional support. Sometimes when you need highly specialized or technical information or assistance, going to a professional is your best option. You may need professional help if you or a loved one is diagnosed with a major physical or mental health problem or a legal issue. As I mentioned previously, being around people who have experience with a shared situation or condition gives you a feeling of belonging and understanding and lessens your isolation. But sometimes you may need to receive training or get advice from a professional. This isn't always free, and it frequently isn't. But if you need that help, you need it. Ask around to see if there's someone others you trust can recommend. And see if your employer offers any kind of benefit that might make it more affordable for you. These aren't all of the reasons or situations you may experience over your lifetime that may necessitate making a change to your social support network. But they should go a long way toward helping you recognize when you do need to make changes and why. We'll cover ways to begin actually changing your social support network another time. For now, I hope this video has given you a better understanding of those times when you may need to make changes to your social support network. If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe to our channel, and to be notified when we have new videos, click the bell. Bye.